For decades, Julia Roberts has been one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Yet despite global fame, she has worked just as hard to keep her children out of the spotlight. In 2026, that decision still defines the lives of her twins, Hazel and Phineas, whose quiet upbringing continues to fascinate fans. Their story began on November 28, 2004, when Julia and her husband, cinematographer Danny Moder, welcomed their twins into the world. Julia was filming Ocean's 12 at the time and later joked that everyone treated her as if she were made of glass. Looking back, she remembered the warmth and care she received during her first pregnancy, choosing names that would last. Even naming the twins reflected the couple's thoughtful approach to parenting. Julia described Hazel as a timeless, old-fashioned name that perfectly suited her daughter. Choosing a name for their son took longer. Danny liked Finn, while Julia preferred giving him a full name first. They settled on Phineas, knowing Finn would naturally become his nickname. 3 years later, their family grew again with the arrival of their youngest son, Henry. As life became busier, Julia gradually stepped away from Hollywood to focus on raising her children, finding greater happiness at home than on red carpets. A home built on connection. Family has always come before fame for Julia Roberts. While filming Ticket to Paradise in Australia, being away from Danny and the kids became one of the hardest parts of the job. Instead of relying only on calls or messages, she continued a tradition that had strengthened her marriage for years, writing handwritten letters. She even keeps those letters, including Danny's very first 7-page note, hoping one day to share them with Hazel as an example of honest, meaningful love. That same commitment to real connection shapes everyday life inside their home. Phones are placed on a charging station when everyone returns home, and dinner is a screen-free time for conversation. Julia believes families build stronger relationships by talking face-to-face instead of through constant notifications. Growing up away from the cameras. Unlike many celebrity parents, Julia has rarely shared photos of her children. She has always believed they deserve a normal childhood free from public attention. That is why fans were surprised in 2023 when she posted a rare baby photo of Hazel and Phineas to celebrate their 19th birthday. Even then, she carefully chose an image that honored the milestone without revealing their private lives today. As the twins entered college, Julia admitted she was thrilled watching them experience something she never had herself. She embraced their schools with full enthusiasm, proudly wearing school colors and cheering them on. Motherhood never ends. Even with Hazel and Phineas living away from home, Julia says her parenting hasn't changed. She still asks if they're sleeping enough, feeling healthy, and reminds them to text when they arrive safely. Rather than resisting those check-ins, her children continue to welcome them. Group FaceTime calls have also become an important tradition. Even when every family member is in a different location, they make time to connect, laugh, and simply enjoy being together. Looking back, Julia Roberts says one of the greatest blessings of her career was finding success before starting a family. It allowed her to step away from Hollywood when she wanted, devote herself to motherhood, and create the private, grounded life she always hoped her children would have. Even in 2026, that commitment remains the family's greatest success.